Ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be an exciting call. EyeTest is back on the football terrace. Welcome back, EyeTest. What do you want to say? I've heard you've got something very interesting to say.
Yeah, I wanna talk about Ten Hag. Because,
okay.
You see, I'm confused about the United fans. Yeah, I want to expose the United fans because now Ten Hag is a permanent. Now Ten Hag's been signed by Man United. Yeah, I'm not hearing these expectations of we need to win the league, we need to win Champions League. Yeah, I'm not hearing these expectations, but a lot of United fans are happy. However, when Oli was in charge with the same exact set of players, they were saying he needs to win the league. The Oli outers were saying he needs to win the league with the players.
Yep. Why do you think that was, though? Why did I tell you they were doing it the whole time?
I think his connection might have gone.
Like, Ali, the reason that certain Oli outers were doing that the whole time is they were going to continue to do this to Oli. They would have always set the expectations beyond his grasp. Now, Ten Hag comes in and he's playing the style of football they want. He's cool. He's fashionable. It's more right now. You're more popular on social media if you back Ten Hag. So they're going to get behind it. And a way of kind of elevating that is by lowering the immediate expectations. Interestingly, though, Ali, my expectations are identical. I'm going to give him time. I expect a step change and progression each year, but to get back to the same point, which is at the very minimum challenging for the major titles, being highly competitive in games, and essentially not being a laughingstock, being able to win the major honors. So my expectations remain exactly the same as the previous few managers. What's your take on him as a manager, though? Because I'm more interested in what you think, EyeTest.
I don't know. I cut out for a bit. I was talking for a little bit more, but I'll answer your question. For me, this is the question I have for United fans about Ten Hag. You asked me the question, what do I think about him as a manager? My question is, did the Man United fans want Ten Hag because of his accolades, of what he's achieved in a game, or just for his style? Because for me, looking at it, yeah, objectively, I think that the United fans mostly they want him for the style. Not because of his accolades, his achievements, what he's done in the game. Because the guy is older than Pep Guardiola. He hasn't achieved much. His biggest achievement was going to the semi-final of the Champions League, and he got knocked out by Pochettino's Tottenham, which is a good achievement, but that's his greatest achievement. There's managers that out there that have achieved just as much as him, maybe even more than him, that were available. Yeah, and so my question for United fans: what's the real reason? Because
can I have a say
go on.
Well, in terms of why I want him, it's for the
No, you're there, mate. Go on. You're gone.
Yeah, in terms of why I want Ten Hag, is for the accolades, and it's not just for the fact that he's won trophies, but if you actually look at his history, the reason why he's not done like, let's say, like a Klopp or a Pep or a Tuchel, who are similar ages to him, is because if you look at the clubs that he was at, what was he doing? He was bringing them up and building them up from the inside to get them to a better place. So if you look at Go Ahead Eagles, he got them promoted, helped them rebuild, get them back into Eredivisie for the first time in years. He goes to Bayern Munich 2 for a bit, again under the Bayern Munich structure, under Pep, who's the main first team manager. They loved him there. He learned more experience. He goes to Utrecht now. Again, another team that needed help rebuilding, restructuring. He was also technical director at that club. So he spent time rebuilding that club, got them into Europe for the first time in how many years? Then he goes to Ajax, who before him were not winning trophies at all for like 4 years straight. He had Feyenoord and PSV beating him to flipping trophies. So he's gone in there again, rebuilt the club, not in terms of structure in that sense, because Ajax structure is fine, but the mentality, rebuilt the team to get them into a winning team, and won 3 on the bounce, two Dutch Cups, and technically it should be 4 on the bounce.
Okay, let me ask you.
You know what I mean? So because one second.
Yeah.
But so because of these things, looking at what Manchester United need, That's why I wanted him, because he's got the experience of rebuilding these things. And now, even though he is the same age as these man, he's taking it to that new level of like, let me try and do this at Manchester United. Is it the same kind of accolades as the other managers in the league? No. But is it still something that's you can be hopeful from? Yes.
Yeah. So EyeTest, I'll come back to you in a minute. I just want to add on to what KJ has said. Yeah. I don't think there are any managers available right now with the style of football Manchester United and its fans want, who have won what Pep and Klopp have won before joining City and Liverpool respectively, that want to join. There was Zidane, but he didn't want to come and manage in England. So it becomes a moot point. There was Pochettino that hasn't won anywhere near, or for me, done as much in football as Erik Ten Hag. Tuchel's already at a club. Antonio Conte, you could argue maybe we should have bought him in, but there's question marks over him and his European pedigree. Every manager we could have bought in has a question mark over. My challenge to you, though, you're talking about it isn't accolades and it's how things look. You came on this show almost 2 or 3 times a week for 18 months and moaned about Man United's lack of style, how boring the football was, how bad the style of play was, and how you would talk about football as an entertainment and how you wanted to be entertained and have good-looking football. So you've got a manager now that gives you that. Plus, he has a winning pedigree. He has a great background, as KJ said, of building up clubs. I don't understand your negativity towards Erik Ten Hag. I'm not suggesting you should sit there and say we're back. We're going to win the Champions League the year after next. We're going to have another Fergie on our hands. That would be mental. But I would expect you to go. You got what you wanted of Ollie being sacked. You're getting a manager in now that's one of the best in house right now that you could possibly go and get, best in class that you could go and get. He's winning things. He plays a good style of football. What box isn't it ticking for you?
I don't know, I took a step back and I looked at the bigger picture, because like I was saying earlier, before I got cut out, because of my internet, I think there was a little bit of contradiction with some of the United fans with how they look at things. With Ollie, they were saying with these players we should win the league. Now with Ten Hag, they're saying, let's rebuild. But they were criticizing the Ollie inners for using these terms. But now they want to use this term because it's a man that they like. And another thing that I was thinking about is if Conte came in right now instead of Ten Hag, the Man United fans would expect a league title. They would say, let's go for the league. Let's go for Champions League. Let's go back to the top. So that's another thing.
EyeTest. I'm going to interject. I understand the hypocrisy, and I agree with you that people will always do that. I said when he was sacked, the Ollie in, Ollie out debate was never going to go away. It just moves on to a new subject matter. People are like that. My question again to you is, forget everybody else. What do you think? Do you think Erik Ten Hag is good enough for Man United?
No, I don't believe he's good enough, because as I was going to say, if Conte came in right now to this team, the expectation would be, let's win the league. Let's maybe not next season, but the season after. But with Ten Hag, it's more like a 5-6 year process. So you have to question, why is that the mindset with Ten Hag? Why is that Ten Hag?
You're going back to other people's standards, and I get that. And one of the reasons would be, a real reason is this: Antonio Conte made a habit at Inter Milan and at Chelsea of getting like really good performances out of players you don't expect. Like the guy took a old Ashley Young and squeezed some juice out of him. He took Vicky Moses and turned him into, for an 18-month period, one of the best fullbacks in the league, if not in Europe, like wingbacks in the league in Europe. Erik Ten Hag isn't renowned for doing that. That isn't something he hasn't taken over a team where the fans are screaming at how bad the quality of the players are, and he's jigged around their positions and suddenly they've won a league title. So there's that. But however, let's not get distracted by what other people think. You said you don't think he's good enough. Why?
Because, like I said, his accolades, they're not impressive. What he's achieved in the game, it's not. He's never achieved anything that's wow, like have hope, the GOAT. He's never done anything that's dud, degree of difficulty. That's what I rate managers.
Of available managers that are available, not that are other clubs, that are other big clubs who are available, who would you have brought in that's better, that's achieved that degree of difficulty?
The big mistake was not sacking Ollie a week earlier, because then we could have got Conte.
Yeah, but that's done
and
now. There's no point. You can't
winning
take that
top
out.
four.
You can't take that out on Erik Ten Hag. So who would you have got in there? Conte's gone. He's not available. Who else would you go for?
Right now, let me think.
You don't know, do you?
You know,
My other point eye test would be this to you. So what's your mantra and expectations going to be? So what are you going to demand year 1, year 2 from Ten Hag? What do you want to see?
well, I'm gonna keep it consistent. Unlike a lot of other United fans, if Conte came in, they would have said win the league. If with Oli, they said he should win the league. So Ten Hag should win the league. Let's keep it consistent.
Wait. No. When you say win the When you say win the When you say win the league, When you say win the league, I want Ten Hag to also win the league. That's not the question. When do you want him to win the league? That's the real question.
When do you think he will? Like, when do you think he will? Like, expand
next season. He should. That's the expectation. I don't think he will, but I'm saying we need to keep it consistent. There's Man United with the Oli outers. They were saying, the Twitter Spaces and guys.
Again, where you're wrong about what you're saying is this. People at the beginning of this season said, with the squad we've got now, I expect us to challenge. That was 2.5 years into him being the Manchester United manager. So nobody suggested when he took over that he was going to win the league. Nobody said in the summer of 2018, I expect to win the league. Nobody said in the summer of 2019 that we should be winning the league. Nobody in the summer of 2020 said we should be winning the league. It was only at the start of this season, with the signings we made, the fact we finished second the year before, and the trajectory was good, that you actually look at it, the win ratio, points per game was rising for about 15 months. So of course there was a higher expectation. With Ten Hag, where I agree with you, though, EyeTest, is I don't believe this squad is as bad as people are making out. I don't believe, yes, 10 players are going to go, but if Oli was still here, 6 or 7 of them would also be going this year as well. Like, it's all being over, but Matic was never going beyond this season. Mata was going to leave. Lingard was going to leave. Phil Jones was going to leave. Pogba. That's 5 before you've even started. Henderson was probably going to leave. Like, you're there at 6 to 7 that were going to go on the Oli irrespective. So it isn't this mass clear out just because of Ten Hag. Ten Hag will maybe change 3 or 4 players that would leave compared to Oli and vice versa. This squad isn't as bad as people make it out to be. There is some good quality players in here that need structure, that need better coaching, and you add some quality to it. Will it be ready to win the league next year? In my opinion, not on your Nelly. But by the start of his 3rd full season, would I expect him to be challenging? Yes, because we will spend big money, we'll pay big wages, and we're Man United Football Club, and that is where I expect us to get to. So that element I agree with. But this season, you're off your rocket. I get the feeling from you, my friend, that you're looking to set up a negative campaign against him from day one.
No,
And
Terry, let me tell you something about you. You need to open your eyes. You see these trust the process managers. Over time, I've realized you can never trust these trust the process merchants like Arteta, like Lampard, like Oli. They never succeed. Like these managers that
Klopp,
they use
trust
the
process merchant.
No,
Wasn't Pep?
That's the only one that's worked. Pep wasn't a trust the process merchant. What do you mean?
Yeah, he was. He took a year. It took him a year.
The managers that have the tag, I'm telling you right now, the managers that people use trust the process on, you can never trust these managers. That's what I've realized. You can never.
That's not the managers though. It's the clubs.
I would say this about the whole trust the process thing. I get where you're coming from, but it's also the fact that PR has become such a prominent part of football now. That phrase never used to get used. I remember there was a different word that was being used a decade ago. About a decade ago, it was, we're working on a project. The word project was being used by managers. It was like the project. The players go, I'm joining. This is a great project. I'm excited. Now it's the process and it's this. New words get used because the way they sell things to the fans. All managers have programs or projects or processes. They all have them at all times. There is a project and a process going on at City right now. That's why this notion of squad overhauls is a weird one to me. On average, Man City sign from, if we just think first team players, on average, it's 3 or 4 in and 3 or 4 out every year. There's an overhaul or a mini overhaul nearly every year in most squads. That's just what happens. It's all about the overhauls really are never really about buying and selling players per se. It's about style of play and attitude and culture at the club. And that's what it's about getting right, irrespective of the manager. And that's what we need to do. Let's see what Ten Hag can do. I'm open-minded. I agree with about 60, 70% of what you've said, by the way. Energy has to be the same for him. Expectations have to be the same for him. And just playing pretty football in 3 or 4 years' time but winning nothing isn't acceptable. I totally agree with that. But this is about you being consistent with yourself as well, not going, well, I'm gonna do the opposite. I'm gonna because I get the feeling what you're almost saying is that you're gonna behave in a particular way to counteract attitudes from others that you don't like, even if you agree with them. Which is weird. But listen, EyeTest, it's great to speak to you again and have your say. How do you think, one other question, how do you think Rashford and Bruno are going to do under Ten Hag?
These guys are finished. Let's come on, man. I know you think Rashford still has a future, but look at the way I told you a long time ago. This guy was not the guy. The comments were laughing at me when I said Ousmane Dembele is better than him. Look at this season.
You also said Alexander Isak was 10 times the player of Haaland. So that's probably why people had a bit of a chuckle. But listen, EyeTest, always a pleasure to speak to you, my man. Make sure you phone in again, my guy, and we'll chat again soon. Top man.